Hey friends, welcome back to Jason's Design Shop, where we're going to make a router table today on my new miter station that I did in the last video. But in this one we're going to take this old router, put it down in here and come up through the bottom, make a fence on there. So stick around, see how we get it done. So the location of the bit is pretty critical to me. I want to get it lined up with the miter fence, and so the new fence that we'll have on the router can line things up that will push right on through. I can lift the saw blade and then go right on through underneath the miter saw for longer like pieces of trim or something that I might want to router. Alright, so because this has a switch on off here, I was going to cut these off, hack them off to make it all small and fit nicely in my design there. And that's when I realized the switch was here, which sadly means I got to make the acrylic plate that I got here bigger, and the overhang. That way we can pull this out the top and change the blades and things, the bits, I'm sorry, and drop it right back in with the plate on here and it catches. So that's the plan. Here we go, make it bigger. Okay, now to cut this out 1/4 of an inch down for the acrylic piece to fit down in there, we're going to frame this in with these boards. I'm going to cut that one so it'll set in there nicely, and this one here. So you kept that scrap wood for a reason. There we go. Let's trim these off. See that my double-sided tape did not want to stick to the melamine there. It was actually quite a struggle. Finally I just supported it with another board in the back and got the job done.
good fit. Now I just need 1, 2, 3 screws to mount this to. And it'll drop down in there. Take a look. So this is how you do a dado for the T-track when you don't have a flush trim bit. So you're going to have a straight edge to go against. Line it up. Make your mark that you want. Line it up. But how deep do we go? So I like to come in here, come down, hit hard. I hit hard because these little spikes are up in the air and it won't be deep enough. So if you jam those into the wood a little bit, it hopefully will do better. Last time I had to, when I routed this table over there, I had to route that out. Here we go.
Yeah, so this one turned out really tight, but once I realized it was going to fit, I was able to pound it down. But if it's too tight, it'll peel off some pieces of wood and shear some pieces off and get stuck underneath it. But I'll just use this other piece of wood to hammer it down, and it went flush. Beautiful, loved it. But it's the other one here that I filmed. Well, I actually turned the camera off and then recorded it, and then turned it on and actually recorded myself, cleaned my fingers. I wanted to show you how I filled this crack up because I made it too big with wood chips and glue mixed together, sawdust basically, and then smooth it all out. But it works like a charm, it's tight. I could always paint it with some white paint and hide it really well.
Alright, so we got the whole 2 tracks. I like to have a track up here for a featherboard, but we've got to get the We got to get the 3 screws here to mount into this sucker. Alright, so we're looking pretty thin. We want a tapered screw. Hold it onto there. So let's take this to Home Depot or Lowe's probably. They have a big selection of screws and bolts that is already threaded, so we got to find the right one. Here we go.
Yeah, so pencil doesn't work. So I went and grabbed the silver Sharpie that I had, and that works great. Lined up the dots perfectly there. Gonna find the screws here. End up going with the shorter ones that were still too long, so I'm gonna have to hack those off later. But take the acrylic over to the power drill and make quick work of a perfectly straight hole, which is still very hard to get 3 holes lined up perfectly. I had to shave off one of the holes a little on the side wall to get it really truly lined up.
Well, these little screws that I went all the way across town for, 3 stores, still don't actually fit, and I don't have the right, I think it's metric Allen wrench to fit it. So I had to grind Allen wrench 2 ends to finally get the one end that worked, having to plier this end, and now it's too long because it's so tight. So I'm going to shorten it up so it can get in and off easy. Here we go. Alright, let's see if that works.
Alright, with the router in place, installed, ready to use, I need a fence. So the goal is to get it to line up with the miter saw, but I'm making a 5-inch base, a 5-inch fence wall there, and the base will be about 4 inches. I'll make another one out of some scrap particle wood right there to make the fence a little thicker and heavier duty, super flat, and also give the strength to the melamine there if I want to put another T-track in it, so I can have another featherboard on the fence itself, as well as in front of the router. So here I'm just using the pipe to give me a round top for a place for the bit of the router to spin in its recessed hole there. I'm using the drill jig, and then I'll use the jigsaw to cut it straight. Here we go. Trace that out on the other particle board, do the same thing, cut it out. This time I practice using my jig and rounding that corner, seeing how tight I can make it, but if you just keep backing up and turning harder, you can stay up against your line without cutting through it. It takes a little practice, but you can do it. And there it is. That's what it's going to look like when it's all done. So I got to put some little triangle pieces back on the back to hold it upright, glue it all together. So this is actually the base piece that I'm using the curve of the saw to give me a rising slant, because that's the bottom that's on top that you see there. See, when you flip it over, it rises up and shoots the dust out the dust port. So I gave it an angle. So that was a little trick I did.
Just glued it. I'm pulling this tight.
brad nails are too long. That first one bent down and shot out the bottom. But you turn your brad nailer 90 degrees and try again. If it works, keep going, and it did all the way down. And I'm going back here and fixing that, bending it off. Let's see, now it works without shooting out the bottom. So I'm kind of new to melamine, and I was hoping to cut off on those lines there and glue wood to wood, but that melamine does not come off. I guess it's glued down pretty good. So I just glued on top of it and did some brad nails since they're so long. And that worked great. I just had to make sure I didn't shoot it through the bottom again. Yeah, I know I could have built a dust port, but this thing was so cheap on Amazon, so I just grabbed it and saved myself the time and helped with the fitting into the hose. So here I'm clamping down the face melamine against the particle wood that you can see there and getting them all lined up. I'm going to screw them together, and that way they're dead flat, baby. Finally, it's time to mark and drill the holes for the T-track pins and get it in place and try this sucker out. So stoked how this turned out. Love how it lines up with my miter fence and gives me an extension to that so I can work both sides of the miter saw. And oh, just perfect, just how I wanted it.
Alright, I got a piece of scrap to run through it. I got an angle bit on there. It's plugged in, and I'm desperate to try this. Too small, but we'll see what happens. Alright, let's do it. Dust still came through, but this bottom boot on there and the top, hopefully that will stop it.
Or at least slow it down a little bit. These routers make a lot of dust.
This piece go down there. Oh, I'm excited to try that.
Hey, if you made it to the end, I would like to thank you personally, so go into the comments and write #end, and I'm going to say thank you to you. These are a lot of work to make, so you rock.